You're tuned into Power Moves with Amaya, the podcast where bold ideas, real stories, and unstoppable entrepreneurs take center stage. I'm your host, Amaya Eden, and we're here to drop gems, spark action, and help you make your next move your best one. Let's get into it.
We are back with another episode with Power Moves with Amaya, and here today I have Quincy Branch from Branch Insurance Group. I know, I keep thinking about the old name.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about the old name. So, Branch Insurance Group.
Yep.
Yes. So, we are just here to listen to your story of your entrepreneur journey. And we could go by going by introducing yourself to the listeners.
Okay. Well, and I just want to say thank you for having me. I appreciate this, and I'm always appreciative of just being able to have just good leadership, entrepreneurship type talks. So I'm truly looking forward to today. So
yes.
But again, for everybody, my name is Quincy Branch. I'm President and CEO of Branch Insurance Group, formerly known as Branch Benefits Consultants.
Yes, that's what I kept saying.
Yeah, but you know, we learn under the tutelage of a great marketing firm. So we tried something new last year, and so we said we're going to do a rebrand. And so 2025, we came under the new Branch Insurance Group.
And how long have you been in business for?
Oh my goodness, that's sort of a trick question because on one hand, I'll say all my life, but officially since 2011. Yeah.
2011.
Yeah.
Wow, we're in 2026.
Little time has passed.
Okay, I do want to hear the beginning stories of Branch Benefits. Sorry.
Branch Insurance. Yes.
Branch Insurance.
Yes,
I have to get used to that. Branch Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Who started it?
Okay, so I tell people all the time, first and foremost, insurance was never what I wanted to do in life.
Mm-hmm.
Never. And so my father's been in the insurance industry probably 40 plus years now. And it started one time in the summer back when I was like maybe early teens. He was going to work one day and I said, man, I'm just going to come hang out with you. And what he was doing, riding around, meeting with people, it was hot and whatnot. And it wasn't sexy at all.
Right.
And I always said, I'm not going to do this. Never going to do this. So I always knew I wanted to be in business. I always felt like, okay, business was going to be, I got my business management degree from UNLV, go running Rebels. But at the same time, I never wanted to do insurance. So I did a few other things, but, as life would have it, as I would say, as God would have it, I found my place, supporting what he built and what he was doing. And that was right around like 2000, right around 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's when I officially got into the business, into the industry right around the year 2000.
So your father, he built this business.
So he built it, literally started selling insurance back when we were in Louisiana. So we're originally from New Orleans, Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a Southern boy at heart. And so he moved to Vegas. He originally started, small operations. I was finishing up my degree at UNLV. I was helping him in the back, just doing more of accounting work. I tell people all the time, I was the kid that would come on Saturdays and clean the office. We were down there off of Lake Mead Civic Center, so I was the one that had to spray paint over the graffiti that was being sprayed on our building at least once a week. So I was doing all those little things. And again, doing those things in my mind, that was preparing me to do other things, not necessarily saying I want to be in insurance.
Wow. I think that's how it always starts. Like, your goal was not to be where you are today. Like, you had other plans.
Oh, absolutely.
What were your other plans that you wanted to pursue?
Well, I think like all people, right? First and foremost, I thought I was going to have a career in basketball back when I was in high school and whatnot. And then when I quickly realized that wasn't going to happen, like I said, I always knew I was going to be in business. So prior to joining my father in the insurance business, I worked for Enterprise. I was in a management trainee program and doing that, and realized, okay, that really wasn't what I wanted to do. And then I had my own sanitary supply company. So at one point, our company, we had contracts with NV Energy at the time, which was Nevada Power back then, and Southwest Gas and some other casinos. So we were supplying like toilet tissues and paper towels and things of that nature. And like I said before, it was all in God's plan. And that business just didn't, make it for a plethora of reasons. And I just realized, okay, this is where I need to be when it was meant to come to support my dad. And so I tell people all the time, I didn't land on Plymouth Rock when it comes to being in the insurance industry, but it landed on me. But, here I am, almost 25 years later now. And I promise you, I don't have any regrets.
Wow. And how long did it take you to realize, like, all right, this is what I'm supposed to be doing? Because, we could get in. I was talking about that in my last podcast. I was like, how did you know, like, when did you stop resisting your calling?
That probably took a few years.
Yeah.
It really did. And honestly, it took a moment where, I was in the business. As I said before, I was working in accounting. I wasn't really doing the insurance related stuff. My father convinced me to get my insurance license, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not doing anything with that. I went into it, Amaya, honestly, with a mentality of, hey, I'm here to support you for a short time, not a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm here till I find out my next. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until one time, I can just be transparent, right? I was literally thinking and praying about something, and God revealed to me, like, as plain as day, he said, I let that fail because if I would have let your other business succeed, it would have took you to a place that your character couldn't keep you. And so I have you in a place where I want you to be for right now. Mm-hmm. And so I heard it, I received it, and from there, and again, that was probably maybe 2 or 3 years after officially coming in, that I was like, okay, this is where I should be. Let me play my role and go from there.
Wow. I have a similar story. I was excited to interview you because I wanted to really touch on like the generational aspect. Mm-hmm. So I've been with Some New Marketing. Shondell, he's my grandfather, and I've been in the family business for 9 years. 9 years.
It's been that long?
Yes.
Oh,
9 years next week.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Tell him you need a raise.
Did you hear him?
Right. I'm just saying.
Yes, 9 years, and my first and only job.
Really?
Yes. When I tell you I have not worked anywhere else, I have not worked anywhere else.
Oh, that like you don't see that at all. So that's a testament. Yeah.
Exactly. So I get super excited when I hear and see other businesses do like, oh, my family member or whatever started the business. I'm in my family's business too. So I'm like, oh, that's so amazing. I feel like I'm spoiled in a sense because when I hear other people talk about they worked here and there and had to deal with like certain challenges when it comes to like working with other people, I'm like, I can't relate. I can't relate. I like we have like a kind of, not saying I'm spoiled to where I'm not being challenged, because Shondell and my other family that works in the business, they're definitely challenging me. So what I want to know, like, what are the things that people like misunderstand about you working with your family business, or they think you have something easier going on?
I think you hit the nail on the head right there, first and foremost, that people always think that it's easier.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, quite the contrary, it was harder.
Yeah.
And then two, I'm pretty sure you can relate that you don't get the luxury of turning it off. So it doesn't matter, you don't go 9 to 5.
Exactly.
And so when, your grandpa or your father, whoever calls you on a Saturday, even though they may be calling you to check on something else, 9 times out of 10, it's going to turn into a business conversation at some point.
Yes.
And so I think for us, and just being totally transparent, right, it was something that my father and I even had to learn how to adjust to, because, we had, and this probably happened right around COVID, that me and him had a really good conversation around, okay, you know what? And I had to tell him one time, hey, right now, I don't need my chairman of the board. I don't need my boss. I need my dad right now.
Yes.
And so him and I had to really start to say, and even set those boundaries. Like, hey, is this a work conversation or is this a personal conversation? So I think that's one of the big misconceptions that people think, oh, you got it easy. You can just come and go when you want and everything else. Like, no. Like, and I know for me, people like, oh, well, your insurance was cheap or free. Absolutely not. Like, I didn't get none of those passes. And if anything, it required me to work harder only because, and I know you can relate to this, I think it was Jay-Z that said it right. I don't hustle for my first name, I hustle for my last. Oh, no, that was Dame Dash. That said I hustle for my last name, not my first. And when you realize the weight of that, right, and then you realize the legacy that comes with that, like say, I'm not doing this just for a paycheck.
Right.
I'm doing this for my family. That adds a weight that, honestly, I don't think a lot of people can handle.
Right.
So for me, when someone says they're coming up in a family business, don't get me wrong, you get some perks, but at the same time, that's not cut out for everybody.
I agree.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. Especially when you said, am I talking to my dad or the chairman? Like, what is the conversation we're going to have? Because like you said, 9 times out of 10, the business will flow its way into the conversation.
Absolutely.
I think that's healthy, setting those type of boundaries. Shondell do ask me all the time. He's like, am I doing a good job, with the balance? Am I talking to you as your grandfather? I'm like, yes. But some new is going to enter that conversation all the time. And I think I like how you said that it's not built for everybody, because you cannot, like you said, you can't shut it off. You can't be like, okay, I'm going to work this 8 hours, and then I'm going to go home and turn it off. No, that doesn't happen. And I like to emphasize, like, how do you think entrepreneur is a mindset for you versus just like something you switch off? What do you think?
A great question, right? And I think I think that piece of it, the mindset of it, people don't talk about enough, because, and I say this only because I talk to a lot of people and even coach folks and whatnot, and I tell people all the time, ask yourself, is this a hobby or is this a business? Because if I like doing this and it's just cute to do it on the weekends and blah, 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 okay, keep it a hobby.
Right.
Keep it a hobby, because the minute you try to turn that into a business, I love you said that mindset, right? You got to have a total paradigm shift to say, okay, come whatever may, this is what's feeding my family. This is what's going to keep me going. So therefore, I don't get to have those, oh, I don't want to get up and do this today.
Right.
Type of moments. Like, oh, woe is me. Like, no, you got to grind. So I think it really does start with that mental shift and say, okay, yeah, can I do this when I don't feel like doing this?
Right.
That's really the question.
And what keeps you going? Like, what keeps you like, all right? Because I know there's been days where like, I don't even want to do this no more. I'm done. I quit. Take me out.
That happened last week. I'm sorry.
What keeps you like, okay, I can't just let this, I can't let it go?
Well, I think first and foremost, again, going back to what I originally said, how I got into it, right? I knew this was my calling. And so for me, it was a spiritual thing, first and foremost, knowing this is where I was supposed to be. And then secondly, knowing that I was called to carry on something.
Yeah.
Like that was important to me. So I guess I'll call it the legacy piece. And so the cool part about it, and I got to give my dad a lot of credit, is that, he hasn't been one of those leaders that stood in the way. When we made that transition, he embraced it. He supported it 110%. And I think that's probably been the main catalyst for our success. But going back to, I think just that legacy piece and knowing that, I tell people all the time, even in my office, like the 10th and the 25th of the month, when we run payroll, are very humbling days for me.
Yeah.
Because one, I know I got people's lives in my hands and livelihoods in my hand, right? And I tell people all the time when we have meetings, like, you guys get the choice to walk through that door every day. And I appreciate it. I promise you I do. I don't take it for granted. But there's no plan B for me.
Right.
Like, and I'm pretty sure you might feel the same. Like, if this doesn't succeed, or if I don't succeed at this, it's not like, oh, I can pack this up and go get another job at another insurance agency. Probably won't work.
Right.
I got to go get I got to go do something totally different out of the ordinary. So for me, and I'm also that type that I love the challenge. Like I embrace the challenge, and then also it's like one of those things where, okay, what can I set up and leave for my kids?
Right.
So I think for me, it really is a more deeper intrinsic connection that really motivates me to say, okay, yeah, when I don't want to do this, to your point, nah, I don't, and I don't look at it as I don't want to do this. I get to do this.
I get to do this. I have the privilege of doing this.
Yes.
Impacting lives, because you're not just focused on your family life, livelihood. You're also focused on the people that work for you.
Absolutely.
And then the people that work for you, the people that you guys are doing the service to, your customers as well. It's like it's bigger than you.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's the piece, right? When you're even talking about entrepreneurship, and when you start to bring on people, man, you got to give those people that why. Mm-hmm. So I think your question really is, what's your why? Mm-hmm. And so for me, for example, every presentation that I do, I open up my presentation with a picture of my family. So people know right off the bat, like, yes, I believe insurance is important. Yes, I believe our business, our industry is important. But these are the folks that's why I do this. So to your point, when I don't feel like doing it, man, I get that mental picture of them and say, okay, well, no, they're counting on me. And I think every person, every business owner, and even when you're expanding, your employees need to know, okay, what's your why? Mm-hmm. Because the everyday humdrum of the job, that's not going to keep them.
Right.
So I think that why is important.
That is very important. And I like how you open it up with your family and giving that perspective on this is not just for a paycheck. This is a bigger reason why we're here today and why we all working together and why we're serving our customers and our community and things like that. So I really like how you mentioned like your spiritual journey. Mm-hmm. Can you go a little bit deeper into that if that's not invasive? No,
it's not, right? Because I will say this, while I don't, walk around the office or even walk in the community, touting it is truly at the foundation of who we are as a business. Mm-hmm. And so for me, for example, I really lean on the parable that says, well, much is given, much is required. Mm-hmm. And so for us as a business, we operate in the spirit of excellence. Mm-hmm. And our faith drives us, and it anchors us.
Yes.
As an organization, right? Because I think that's the other thing when we're talking about entrepreneurship. Every day not going to be unicorns and rainbows and sunshine. And, you need something. Mm-hmm. You need something that you can lean on to and say, okay, today was rough, but you know what? Yep, this keeps me encouraged. This keeps me grounded. This keeps me, looking at the bigger picture. So for me personally, honestly, I don't know where I would be without my faith. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't be in this business. Mm-hmm. Because again, going back to my original statement, right? It was me leaning and trusting that I really heard, from God saying, no, this is where I need you to be. And I promise you, I will multiply and water that seed. And I can say this, I haven't lacked for nothing, and so I guess more than anything else, right? Me being obedient has got me to where I'm sitting at today, sitting, across from you on this esteemed, podcast and whatnot. So yeah, I truly can say, and I know it sounds cliche-ish, but I probably wouldn't be here without my faith.
I love that because I feel the exact same way. Like somebody, we're built on family and faith. We live off of Philippians 4:13 and Proverbs 3:5-6. And I think it goes deeper. We set the tone for our company, for those that are joining us, mm-hmm. like this is what we all about. But mm-hmm. I feel like it's very important to have that within yourself behind closed doors, to have that faith. And I feel the same way that I feel like I was driven here by God. Like I had to keep looking back. I'm like, you have not worked anywhere else. You tried to. I did. I tried to. It never went through.
Really?
Yeah. it's not like I wanted to leave some new, but I wanted some new and, you know, another job. And God was like, no, you just need some new. Because I've had many interviews, it just didn't go through.
That's crazy how that happens, right? That is crazy how that happens. And I'm laughing inside because as you were saying that, I'm thinking, excuse me, I did the same thing.
Really?
Like literally back in the day, I tried to apply for the county, for the city, and everything else. And to your point, never got a call back.
Wow.
And you're thinking, okay, young, educated, somebody should want me to hire me.
Right.
Nope.
Really?
So it's like, okay.
Wow.
I knew this is where I needed to be.
For sure. And I'm going to add one more little story too. I had left in the end of 2021, and I was gone for 9 months. I had went to Georgia. I had moved out there, and I was just there for like 9 months.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And
I can see your face like, ooh, yeah.
Anyways, yes, I was out there for 9 months. I was also applying for jobs too. I did not work for 9 months. That was the longest I've ever been out of work.
Whoa.
And every job I tried to apply to, it didn't work. So I was praying. And at the time I had 2 children. So we drove all the way to Georgia.
Sweet Jesus. Okay. Yeah.
I had a little small car at the time too. So whatever I had in my old apartment I left, I packed it up as much as I could, and we drove because I was called to go out there for 9 months because I was in a situation I had to get it out of and away. So I was out there for 9 months, and I didn't talk to anybody but Shondell. I call him Shondell, but my grandfather. I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't have any friends. I didn't work, and it was like a real like test to my faith. And God told me to move back out here. I was like, I was just here. I was just there.
Yeah.
I was just there. Like, what do you mean? He said you had unfinished business. He told me I had unfinished business.
Come on now. Yeah.
He said I had unfinished business. So I came back. We drove back. Me and the 2 kids.
Oh, again.
We drove back again.
That driving. Ooh, okay.
One drive there was 23 hours. My mom had came and helped me drive both ways. Thank God for her. Came back. He said I had unfinished business. And so now I'm overseeing the Some New Solutions Zone, which is our course that we have for Some New Marketing. And I was just like, I'm so glad I listened, because now I'm not lacking. Like you said, I'm not lacking anything. I'm in this new journey of being an inspiring entrepreneur. I'm able to continue the legacy that my grandfather had set in the first place. And I'm just like, wow, if I didn't have that relationship with God, I wouldn't be, again, sitting next to you, across from you, having this interview, or, you know, still pursuing the family legacy of impacting more small businesses. Because I wouldn't have had that in Georgia.
Yeah, who knows where you would be? But I guess, and I know you are the question asker, but I'm so curious though. What, you had your own wilderness experience, for lack of better words, you know, going out to Georgia, and I guess, what did that teach you, or what did you feel you gleaned from that made you a better business person?
I had time to think. I'm gonna be transparent. I was in a domestic violence relationship. I didn't have that support to really think about this business, because he didn't understand what my family had built. I had Shondell and I had other support systems to help me, but I really had time to like really think about what I wanted to do. And in the midst of my in the midst of that hard time for me, because it was very hard, I thought about AI. And I called Shondell. I'm like, oh, have you heard about AI? This was like in 2022. He's like, why are you thinking about AI? Why are you thinking about the Some New Solutions Zone? Why are you thinking about work and you are in the worst time of your life right now. Why are you thinking about that? I'm like, I don't know. Why am I thinking about that? And and before I came out here, I said, God, tell me, give me signs I need to come back to Vegas.
Yeah.
Every time he gave me confirmation, yes, you need to come back. So I wanted to come back to continue the family legacy.
Oh, okay. That man, I got a little chill bump.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my real reason why I came back. And I keep thinking, I'm like, I've had my right now I'm being mentored to think as a business owner. Right now, I've been an employee for 9 years. So he's helping me. All right. I didn't know I had the perspective of a business owner until he like pulls it out. He's like, yeah, you got it.
Right. It's in there. Yeah.
You can do it. And then like you said, like no days off. I had my closest aunt pass like a couple weeks ago, and I was still showing up to do an interview and still able to be there for my community and my family. And I think that's something, I don't know, I don't think you could, if it's in you, it's in you. Because like you said, you can't turn it off.
Yeah. As
a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you can't turn it off when life comes at you different ways.
Oh, no, absolutely. And wow, you said a mouthful. And I think, to that point, right, every time you talk to people, I really wish that people would understand that. That it's a mentality and it's a heart thing. If you don't have a heart for your hobby, then leave it a hobby. If you don't have the mindset for it, let it stay a hobby. That's perfectly fine. You make a little extra cash here and there, but and that's fine. But also too, I think, and this is a pet peeve of mine, right? And I know this is an entrepreneur show, so hopefully I don't say anything controversial. But because of those things we just talked about, man, everybody ain't meant to be a business owner.
Exactly. No, seriously. I agree 1,000%.
And that's the one thing I guess I struggle with, because everybody's like, I want to be my own boss. And I'm like, but do you realize what comes with that?
Right.
And it's okay to be a great employee. And I'm not saying that to be derogatory, but it's okay, because every great business needs good people, but
I think you mentioned that because you taught a class in the YES program we had a couple years ago, remember?
Yeah.
I can't remember what exactly that class was about. I think you were talking about different, I think you said that. I think that's exactly what you said. You were talking about there was different ways to be a business owner.
Yes, I think it's just different levels and different ways you can set up your company. But yeah, so see, I'm consistent in America. Like, I at least say the same thing all the time. So yeah.
Yes. And I think, what do you think was like the biggest challenge for you on your journey? I know it's been over 20 plus years of experience you have, but is there one that you could really pinpoint that was really a challenge for you that you overcame?
Balance.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a great one.
Yeah. That's probably been the, and I can't even say it was the biggest challenge, because I say it is the biggest challenge.
Still is.
Because the thing is, when you're doing this as long as I have, and I plan on doing it for many years to come, right? Time and seasons change.
Yep.
And if you're a good enough and you're a smart enough person, you're evolving. And so for me, and I'll give you a prime example. And I know we talk about it all the time, but that dreaded time period called COVID. When the world shut down and everything else. But for me, it was a pivotal moment for me in my career and in leadership. We're sitting around the house, kids were all home, of course. And I think it's my daughter and my wife were just talking about, I had an insane travel schedule. Like insane.
Because you have customers outside of Nevada, right?
Yeah, outside of Nevada, but I was doing speaking engagements. I was on all these many boards, and I was on these, doing conferences. And I was doing all of this. Well, I'll say this. And so we were sitting around one day just talking, and literally, I think it was my daughter, turned to me and was like, yeah, Dad, you were always gone. Yeah, that part right there, right? Like that part. And I'm like, that hit me to my core. And she didn't say it in a negative way. Like, you know, and we joke all the time, like she's our straight shooter. Like she'll just cut you to the core and then keep moving and don't even realize it.
Yeah.
And man, that hit me so deep. And it was like, here you are convincing yourself that I'm doing all of this in the name of the business. You know, and if I'm just being honest, it was feeding my ego, you know, and whatnot. But at the same time, I was feeding this, but I was neglecting this.
Ooh.
Right? And again, shout out to my wife and my son and my daughter, because they never complained.
Yeah.
Because they knew, okay, hey, Dad's following this, he's doing this for the bigger picture.
Yeah.
But I was literally neglecting them. You know, and so I've learned now, and it's so, I tell people all the time, I thank God for COVID.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I didn't get it, and granted, I know people passed and all that good stuff, so I'm not saying that. But I thank God for COVID because it gave me a real life moment.
Wow.
You know, and I took COVID to really reset my priorities. And so I would tell people in a heartbeat, no.
Yeah. Boundaries, healthy boundaries.
Yeah, no. I left COVID. I got over some boards. I said, okay, yeah, if this conference is not feeding this, then why do I need to go? The beautiful part about it is COVID opened us up to a whole new world of video, you know, virtual meetings. Okay, no, I don't need to be there. Okay, I can talk to you on this camera just as good as I can talk to you in person.
Right.
You know, and so, and I made some non-negotiables. You talk about those boundaries, you know, some non-negotiables. Like, okay, no, if this is on my calendar and this is personal, you know, even my assistant, Stephanie, knows, if you see something in orange on my calendar, that's personal. Don't move it. And you schedule anything else around that. You know, that's a non-negotiable for me. Like, you know, so I think, and those are some of the things, again, as an entrepreneur, you got to make sure, you know, you set. So when you talk about that biggest challenge, it's balance, because you can't go too hard one way or the other.
Right. I'm still learning balance. I'm engaged now, and we have 3 kids now. Thank you. And I'm still trying to find that balance. I still have like guilty moments. I'm like, I'm working so much. I feel like I'm not giving them enough attention. Or when we're having dinner, when it's just me and him, I have to some way throw work into it. He be catching me. He be like, nope, not today, not right now, not this second. We enjoying our meal together because we haven't seen each other because our schedules are so opposite and all of our time goes into our kids. So he's like, you need to find a balance or something. What are some other, like, what are ways do you take care of yourself too, as you got a lot on your plate, family, business, you're needed everywhere. So how do you take care of yourself?
Ooh, man. See, and yeah, you hitting some tough questions, but good questions. And I'll say this, coming out of COVID as well, one thing that I did, and I didn't realize I needed it till I started doing it, therapy.
Oh, therapy.
Yeah. I started going to personal therapy. And literally, I didn't realize just how much I needed to just talk to somebody else. You know, and get a tool here to deal with this. So I will say that, you know, wholeheartedly, I've been probably doing therapy for over 3 years now.
Wow.
And it has made a tremendous impact on me. And again, it just helps me regulate. And secondly, I have a business coach. And I think that's important to help, you know, with your business mind. But also, too, I think, you know, from a business owner standpoint, an entrepreneur standpoint, man, find good mentors. You know, find people that are not intimidated by your success. Yeah. That really just want to pour into you. And so, you know, and this is not a shameless plug, but that's why I have a heart and I love people like Shondell. Yeah. You know, that he's a person that literally I can probably text him right even now. I'm like, hey, man, I got this going on. And he's going to hit me back. Yep. You know, and everybody's not genuine like that. Because my thing is, as a business owner, you're going to need those people.
Yeah.
Because those days are going to come where you're like, nobody understands what I'm going through.
Right.
Oh my gosh. And you're like, no, come here, man, let me tell you. Yeah, I had that happen to me 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, okay. And you don't realize, how they say that misery loves company?
Yep.
Man, you don't realize just by hearing somebody else's story, how that uplifts you. Like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one.
Right.
Cool deal. I can beat this. So I think for me, it's just a combination of those things, right? I'm trying to exercise more.
Yep.
You know, get your sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Get your sleep. Get your sleep.
Okay.
I promise you, you don't realize just how important rest is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can grind, but get your sleep, get some rest. And so, of course, we're getting a little older and things like that. But I think it's just those things, right? Going back to that balance, like it's more than just a hustle. It's more than just a grind. But make sure you take care of yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. You
Yes.
know, whatever that looks like for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to do it.
I love the suggestions that you already shared with the listeners, because I don't think people take that like into consideration or really think about that stuff. They just don't realize they burnt out, and that one hard bad day could probably ruin your business or shut it down. You could have a bad day or bad reputation of yourself that day, whatever the case may be, because you did not take care of yourself.
Absolutely. And I think that's the thing we also got to be mindful of, right? As business owners and as the face of the company, to your point, and we all have bad days, right? But you show up like that, and that has a ripple effect.
Right.
You know, and again, employees, you get the grace to show up and have a bad day.
Right.
You know, employers, you show up and have a bad day, that could be catastrophic.
Right.
You know, and so I think, but I also think too, though, Amaya, you got to give yourself grace.
I'm learning that.
You know, to know that every day ain't going to be a good day.
Mm-hmm.
And some days, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't come in the office today.
And that's okay.
And it's okay. And I think for me, and I'm just, again, being transparent, I think that's what therapy taught me.
Yeah.
That it's okay. Like, you know, you can be as goal-oriented, as achievement-focused as you want to be, but if you don't hit it, it's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. You know, don't beat yourself up that bad about it, because the good thing about it is the good Lord wake you up tomorrow, then you got another day to get it right.
Right.
You know, and that's literally where I'm at right now. Like, literally, I wake up every day and I'm like, God, give me enough grace, enough wisdom for today.
Yes.
You know, let me accomplish the assignment for today. And whatever happens tomorrow, okay. I trust you enough to know that we'll pick up tomorrow what tomorrow's going to be.
That's so important, to have the people around you and the resources to help you get through the next day.
Oh, absolutely.
That has the same vision as you and supports what you're doing. I think that is extremely important, to keep your circle tight.
Oh man, yes. And I would agree with you 100%, right? And it starts with your core. So, you know, we talked about it, right? Our immediate family, that spouse or that fiance or those kids. You know, those got to be the people that really hold you down and hold you up. And then having that extended circle. And I agree with you, right? Like, it don't have to be big.
Right.
Because one, everybody should know your business.
Right.
But two, man, you realize that not everybody in it really for you.
Right.
Like, they smiling, but they really ain't clapping for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then three, yeah, not everybody gonna understand. You know, so I wholeheartedly agree with you and say that that's definitely an ingredient that an entrepreneur has to have. Like, man, keep your circle small.
Yes.
And make sure the people that's with you. You
yes.
know? And I will say this, because I think that's one of the things that probably I even was naive about. You know, getting into business, because, you know, we're in the insurance business, right? We sell personal and business insurance. So I'm thinking, okay, well, everybody got a car, everybody got somewhere they living. Everybody, just because they know me, they gonna do business with me. That's a no-brainer. Like, you already got it. do it with us. We're an agent. Okay. And it was a rude awakening when, okay, yeah, you said you knew me, but then the minute I asked for your business, you couldn't do business with me. That was mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I can support you. You know, I can give to your foundation. I can, help your kids' sports charity thing and blah, 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 blah. But the minute I turn around and say, okay, well, hey, that auto policy you got, let us be the agent or let us be the broker on that.
Right.
Well, I really like the other guy. Was the other guy supporting you like I'm supporting you?
Right.
No, well, okay. Like it took that happening to me a few times to realize, well, one, I realized it ain't personal.
Right.
But two, okay. And I think I realized in business, and I know you've probably heard this, Maya, so you may or may not agree. Man, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Shondell says that every day. He basically says that every day. As I'm still learning that too. I'm still learning what you just said. Like, that's who they are. You can't force that. Just because you're on this venture, you would think they would support you in different ways or the way you want them to be, to support you. And that's not the case all the time.
Absolutely. And again, that I'm learning, right, as I get older.
Yeah.
How they say, just keep living. My grandma used to always say, boy, just keep living. And, that comes with maturity and understanding. But yeah, like, it's okay. What God got for me, I'll get it.
Yes. And as far as like in the insurance industry, like, what do you think is like one of the biggest things people need to know before getting into it, if they want to?
I think if people want to get into insurance, first and foremost, we joke about this all the time in the industry, is not considered a sexy industry.
Right.
Right. But at the same time, I personally and wholeheartedly believe it's a noble industry. And so if and when somebody wants to get into it, just make sure you have a heart for people. Because at the end of the day, what we do, we sell, provide, consult, protection. We provide, consult, and sell wealth management. All those good things. And so I tell people all the time, and I'm saying this because, I got somebody that last name is Branch that's thinking about getting into it, my son. So, this is a message even for him as well, right? Is that, and there's so many different aspects to it.
Yeah.
What people don't really realize is that insurance touches every aspect of what we do in life. So I could love numbers. Okay, well, going to the actuary side of insurance. I could be great with people. Okay, going to the sales side. Or I could, have a heart for people and have a real heart for administration. Okay, go on the customer service side. There are so many different aspects that people can really get into. So I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that it's a broader field than what people give it credit for. And so secondly, I would also say, get your license. Get your license early, because once you get it, nobody can take it away from you. So, do those, that heart search and that license. The rest is up to you.
Yeah. And with, like, I know, like, insurance is touchy when it comes to like life insurance. That's very, very touchy. Yeah. Like, what are the things that you have to make sure that, what is something that you make sure that you communicate to your customer? Even about all the other services that you have.
Well, I think, and I love your question, and I think just insurance in general, right, is first and foremost looking at it as something that's protecting your assets and protecting your family versus something that's costing you money. I think a lot of time people are like, well, I don't pay it because it's too expensive. Well, it's too expensive not to have it. And unfortunately, Amaya, like, in this profession, and I've been in it 20-some years now, too often I get the call and it's too late. Everybody want to call me and ask me for my advice after something happened.
Right.
Oh, I had this accident and they didn't cover this. Oh, okay. Well, one, am I your agent? Me being petty. But then two, okay, well, did you sacrifice that coverage because you wanted cheaper monthly, but now you got to pay all this money out of pocket.
Right.
So I think first and foremost, it's just that going back to the entrepreneurship and the broader conversation, it's that mindset shift change of what am I looking at this policy to really do?
Right.
Right. So, for me, life insurance, it's a pet peeve of mine. It absolutely breaks my heart, to see our people doing fish fries on the corner, those type of things, GoFundMe accounts, which GoFundMe is not insurance, doing those type of things when for what a value meal costs nowadays, you can have coverage that protects your family. So it's just those type of things. And for me, I have a heart for people. So I don't sell, I educate. So my thing is, if I can sit down with you and tell you, Amaya, hey, here's all the benefits. If you don't see the value, fine.
Right.
Okay. You can go and do whatever. But then at the same time, literally, we joke in our office, like, as an office, we consult, we don't sell.
Right.
And so, we'll say if somebody doesn't buy a policy, I do it in my really bad, mafia voice. It's okay. They'll be back. And 5-6 times out of 10, they call us back.
Right.
Oh, well, we went and got this policy and it wasn't the right coverage. Okay, it's fine. It's okay. But I think that's really the biggest thing, right? Just trying to really ask yourself, what are you trying to protect? When it comes to insurance, what are you really trying to protect? And understanding that insurance it's there to protect what's there now, but it can be used to protect what's in the future and what's yet to come.
Yeah. What do you think people that are just now getting into the insurance industry, what do you think the big misconception they think when they're getting into it? Like, oh, I'm going to get in this and make millions of dollars or, something like that. What do you think is the biggest thing about in that industry?
Well, I think it's the opposite, right? I think people get into it and they don't realize how much impact and or money they can make. Because I will say this, and it has held true throughout the years, that insurance can be and is an industry that will reward you for the efforts that you put into it. Literally. Wow. And so if you put the work into it, your income level can be untapped. If you have a heart for people, you can really realize, okay, man, I'm doing something. I'm selling a product. I'm consulting on a product that can really save and change people's lives. Yeah. So I think people really shrink it to this very small, microcosm of an industry, but really you don't understand that it touches everything. Everything we're looking at right now, all this needs coverage. This beautiful building and library, it needs coverage.
True.
And I tell people all the time, and I've been in this business long enough not to sound morbid, but it's not a question of if it'll happen. It's a question of when it happens. Right. And so the question is, when it happens, will you be ready?
Because it's always going to happen.
It's going to happen. You're going to die. You're going to get in an accident. Either you're going to hit somebody or somebody's going to hit you. A pipe at the house or something's going to bust and flood. Like, it's just a matter of time before life happens. So the question is, are you covered? Right. Because that's really what insurance is supposed to be, and that's what it's built for. It's not built to make you rich. Yep. It's not built to make you poor. It's built to say, okay, when life happens, this policy is set up the right way to make you whole again. And that's at its core. So, okay, hey, I'm buying a parachute. So when I jump off this plane, I'm covered.
Right. What are the resources that you use to help you navigate to your journey? I know you already had your dad there. Are there and you mentioned mentors. What are the other resources that the listeners could utilize if they're just getting started, or if they're in the game already, that could help them?
Right. Well, I think the cool part about it is, right, and I'm sort of dating myself now, is that, I didn't have all this cool technology readily available, back when I was first getting into the game and being a quote unquote a business owner. And that's really the thing now, man. There's podcasts, there's websites, the internet literally makes the world flat for you. So I think really getting into that space and just really listening, and tapping into, what people are doing. And I think that's the other thing too, really understanding who you can watch and literally watch their journey.
Yeah.
And I will never get away from it because I think it's a really important piece. But I go back to my answer earlier, mentorship.
Yeah.
Getting people physically that you can go and talk to and glean from. And also I will say this too, because a lot of times I've found that when people come to you and say, I want you to be my mentor, now they expect me to chase you.
Right.
That's not mentorship.
Right.
If you ask me to be your mentor or you ask me to download into you, it's your job to chase me.
Right.
It's your job to say, okay, when we have this meeting, when we setting up, blah, 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 so we can do this thing. So I think that's the other piece too, right? You got to have a hunger.
Right.
You got to have a hunger for knowledge. You got to have a hunger to want to be better. And that's the cool part about it now. In this day and age, man, there's really nothing off limits to you.
I agree.
If you want it, you can find it.
We were just talking about that. Like, everything is at our fingertips with our phones, these computers, and things like that.
Literally, which is good and bad, right?
Right.
So.
And I wanted to touch back on the generational aspect, since the company is over 20 years. Are you the second generation?
Yep.
Second generation. How did you guys, how am I trying to ask it? Being two different generations in the business, were there like some hard conversations you guys had to have to appeal to, keeping up with the, what's today?
You know what? We were blessed. So the story of our evolution of Branch, I gotta say, was cool, right? Because we've been officially in this valley since 1995. I'll just say when my dad first started the insurance journey here. And so the cool part about that, right, with me not coming into several years later and sort of just taking on what he built, he had that opportunity to build under his name and his brand. And so, I know everybody's journey is not the same, but I always make that joke. When I first got into the business, I was known as Aubrey's son.
Yeah.
And a lot of rooms I walked into, oh, that's Aubrey's son.
Right.
Oh, that's Aubrey's son. And the cool part about it is, I realized very early on, don't run away from that. Accept that. Going back to marketing right there, that was a brand that I could use. Because thankfully my father built a great brand with his name.
Right.
So I was okay with being Aubrey's son. Like literally I would walk in the rooms and people wouldn't even know my name. They would just, no, that's Aubrey's son. Boy, you just like your daddy, blah, blah. Okay, cool. And then over time, right, and I made the point earlier, him understanding the transition and me understanding the transition. And we joke about it now, like we've seen it to where I became Quincy. And then now, oh, you're Quincy's dad.
Yep.
And so it's been a cool sort of evolution to that.
Yep.
Right. And again, I give him all the kudos and credit in the world, is that he never fought that transition. I never fought that transition. And we play off of it.
Yeah.
And so we embrace it. And so I think when you talk about a legacy business, that's probably one of the most important and biggest things that the person that created that legacy, whether they're the second or third generation, you got to talk about the transition.
Right.
You got to be honest about the transition, because egos become involved. And I never wanted to diminish what my father built. I never wanted to sort of, push him out with throw the baby out with the bathwater. So you have to really talk about, okay, how do you honor that? How do you keep that going? But also too, the person with the baton has to be very transparent and honest about, okay, I'm handing this off. What does this look like?
Right.
What does this feel like? And what does this mean for me once I let it go?
Right.
You got to have those kind of conversations.
Is there things that you guys look at as because at Some New we look at things to we've identified a way to stay relevant, but you know how those businesses, they have to keep up with what's going on. Like, for example, Blockbusters, they could have been Netflix. Do you guys have to do the same thing for insurance?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And honestly, I think your question doesn't just pertain to insurance, it pertains to any business.
Right.
You know, because, and you said it best, any business could be Blockbuster at the end of the day.
Yep.
You know, and for us, like right now, you know, you have all these disruptors that are getting into the insurance business. You know, Costco even sells insurance now, you know, and things of that nature. So we're always having to figure out, okay, how do you differentiate yourself? Mm-hmm. You know, how do you create value in whatever space that you're in? So that's a constant thing. And even with AI, you know, while we use it as a resource, AI is also a competitor in some degrees to us.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's just exclusive to insurance. I think that's any business, man. You always got to be evolving.
Yeah.
You know, especially you want to be a business that has longevity.
Right. I agree. And I like AI too, because I think a lot of people were afraid of it taking their jobs or whatever the case may be. You still have to feed AI, and wondering how to use these tools that will benefit your business. I think that's very important, instead of just using anything that comes out that's new. I don't think all of those can relate to your business, but I guess on how you use it.
Oh, absolutely. But also too, I think as a business owner, entrepreneur, you want to call it, right, we also have this tendency as business owners is to chase the shiny red ball.
Right.
And so you said a mouthful when you're saying, okay, just because it's new and it's hot doesn't mean that it pertains to you.
Right.
And so, you know, having that restraint to say, okay, yeah, I could do this, but you know what? No, let me stay focused here.
Yeah.
And let me become a master of what I know I can do and what I know I have versus ping, 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 you know, ping pong all over the place. So I think that's also an important piece as well. Like, yeah, embracing technology, embracing AI and all the changes that come along with it. You know, a lot of what we do has regulatory changes as well. You know, so we are very active in the legislative space as well. But, you know, you got to embrace and you got to harness all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's important. I just want to touch on one last question. What is one power move that you want to leave with the listeners?
What is one power move?
Or if you have a few that you want them to take with them after this great podcast that we just had.
Oh, yeah. And we did our thing. So, but I guess if I had to sum it up, or if somebody asked me for that one thing, like you said, that power move, I would tell anybody listening or watching, man, figure out who you want to be. Figure out who you are. And then don't compromise. Because I think that's really the key when it comes to entrepreneurship, right? Is that when you don't have a true sense of self, every day is going to be hard. And your vision is going to be very short-sighted. You know, but when you have a true understanding of who you are and where you want to go, then it really is it's a matter of grit and everything else. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't do that. You know, getting down to what my business coach asks me all the time. What are your fundamental non-negotiables? And if you don't do that and you don't know that, man, it's scriptural, right? A double-minded man would be unstable in all his ways.
Yep.
And I just think as a business owner, we don't have the time or the energy to be double-minded.
I'm so glad you said that, because I'm glad you said that power move to them, because again, I think we talked about it. I think the entire show basically, it's you can't turn it off. So whatever you do is going to show in your business. Whatever bad habits you have is going to show in your business.
No, absolutely. And then at the end of the day, you got to realize you're a reflection of your business. You know, you literally, everybody's looking at you, and that could be good or bad.
Right. No pressure.
Right. No pressure. You know.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I want you to tell the listeners where they can find you and keep up with you and possibly get your services too.
Oh, absolutely. So the shameless plug, right? Again, Branch Insurance Group. So we are physically located at 4584 North Rancho Drive. We have our own building, so you can't miss it. But again, you can find us on all the socials, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, under Branch Insurance Group. So you can find us there. Our phone number, 702-646-2082. But again, you can definitely find us any and everywhere, or our website, www.branchinsgroup.com. So again, we would love to talk with you. We would love to consult with you and again, show you how insurance is not just an expense, but it is protection and it is asset and wealth creation. So hit us up.
Yes. And I know the listeners took so much power moves from you. So I know.
I hope so.
Wow, this was amazing. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's a wrap on this episode of Power Moves with Amaya. I hope you're leaving inspired and ready to make your next move your best move. Don't forget to follow us at Some New Solution Zone on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn for more gems, updates, and behind the scenes. And if you like what you heard, go ahead and subscribe, share, and leave a review. We love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay bold, stay focused, and always stay in the zone.